Let's go. We about to start, man. The 49ers round check is popping. Your boy CG is in the building with a special guest. Oh, we are live. Saturday Podcast, Dion, Carcast, my boy David, and we got a special guest, the 49ers Ultimate Report. He goes by John J. If you guys didn't know it, there's no H on that name, by the way.
Appreciate that, CG.
Yeah, man. It is an honor to have the great John J as the guest. And for everybody else, man, what is the day today, guys?
It's Victory Monday.
Victory Monday. That's right. Keep stacking W's.
Like hey, man. This has been a beautiful ride, and I'm all for it right now, man. I am very happy with what Brock Purdy did. I'm very happy with how he handled himself, even after taking a couple of big hits. And I honestly feel like he's going to be fine. He'll be good for that Seattle game. I think basically it was just a situation of them pulling him, giving him rest. He'll get treatment on it all week. I'm pretty sure he'll do some light practicing, probably nothing too crazy. They don't touch the quarterback in the first place anyway, so they're just probably out there to say, hey, how do you feel day by day, just to make sure he feels good enough. And they'll monitor it and walk him along to the Seattle game. That's all it is, this is the biggest game of the season for us. If we win this game, we take the division. What's going on, Crazy Juice? There's no one else that's going to be able to beat us, and I think Kyler went down earlier. So, now with him going down, that's definitely scary. And this game right now is 3-0 in the second quarter between the Patriots.
Yeah, and Kyler Murray, he got carted off with a knee injury, and he's questionable.
Yeah. Non-contact knee injury.
Mm-hmm. Non-contact always means usually ACL, something like that. And that's unfortunate.
Like he fell down weird, like an open field. He just tripped.
Yeah. Yeah, and it sucks when that happens, man. You don't wish injury on nobody, but I'm going to tell you right now, bro, we rolling in ways you can't imagine. Our defense is fucking fantastic. Anybody who thinks otherwise, I'm telling you right now, you must be blind, deaf, dumb, and stupid, because our defense is balling tremendously. Even Ray McLeod looks better on his returns. Like we're just balling in every way you could think of. And I'm gonna say this, and I really, really hope and pray that Kyle hears me. Give Jordan Mason more carries.
Yes,
the kid deserves it, man.
Yes, I agree.
He can't keep averaging 5 yards a damn carry, and we just keep overlooking him. Come on, Kyle. You got to get it together, man. And, okay, we got a Seahawks fan in the chat. Go ahead, Carcast. You put it so eloquently what happened with Kyler Murray. So he's asking what happened.
Non-contact, I guess.
Yeah, all I saw, because I was watching the game, he was just, I think it was a third down. He's trying to get the first down. He was just running an open field. And, he usually slides, right? He just slid really weirdly. I think his knee got pinned or something. And then, they took the commercial break. Next thing you know, he's on the cart. And he's carted away now. Questionable to return. Colt McCoy is in. I mean, the offense, not too great right now. But, struggling right now. They can't handle that New England defense at all right now, so.
Yeah. Hey, man, how do you feel about that game yesterday, Carcast? That's dope. Man, we'll go with you and then John Jay and then Dave.
First of all, I was not expecting that. 35-7. And, man, 7th round rookie draft pick, last pick in the draft, Brock Purdy, coming in with momentum after, he basically won us that Miami game, right? Because people say Jimmy Garoppolo, he mostly played all of that game, but Jimmy Garoppolo, he really got injured, early in the first quarter, and Brock Purdy had to come in and manage that game for the rest of the way. But it's amazing, man. Your first game, your first start as a rookie, and you beat the GOAT and Tom Brady, and you blow them out. And I have to give the Bucs defense some credit. their defense is stout, man. They got a great defensive coordinator in Todd Bowles. Man, they've got some really, really good defensive players. Devin White, you know, uh, and Dominican Sue, that was a big hit for them. He went out. I think it was with I
No,
forgot what injury
no,
it
it's
was.
Vita Vea.
Oh, my bad. Not Dominican Sue.
Sue's with the
Vita Vea.
Eagles, as we said.
Yeah. I keep thinking Sue's on the Bucks, but he had such a huge impact with them. But yeah, Vita Vea went out. He was questionable. Shaq Barrett was out. Their two starting safeties were out. So, we really got to take advantage of, Brendan Ayuk with the touchdown, Christian McCaffrey. That was just a beautiful pass. And goddamn, Christian McCaffrey with the body control, keeping himself in bounds. That was a beautiful play, man. It was like 43 yards, yeah. Down the left hash. That was a beautiful pass and catch.
Oh yeah, dude. You know what's so beautiful about this game? I thought it was going to be a low score, close game at first, and then I look into this until the end of the first quarter, we're up by 2 touchdowns or so, and then we're getting we're moving down the field, and our defense just didn't I don't know. There's something special about this defense, man. It's ridiculous. They're going ruthless, bro. They don't give a damn, bro. They're hitting you. Dre Greenlaw don't give a damn, bro. I like that about Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah.
Dre Greenlaw's got that ruthless aggression mentality, bro.
Yeah, and the one thing that really scared me coming into this game was the Bucks passing game. I know Tom Brady's taking a step back, but Tom Brady gets the ball out quick still. And he's got some playmakers on the outside. He's got Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. Mike Evans really didn't have a factor much in this game. I think he had 4 receptions for 44 yards. But really, they have Julio Jones, Chris Godwin. Man, they've got some playmakers on the outside, and mostly all game, they really couldn't throw it down the field. They had one big completion to Chris Godwin. I think it was in the third quarter. He just ran a seam route. Brady threw a dime right over Fred Warner's head. Chris Godwin went up and made a play on the ball. But really, they couldn't even get the ball moving. They had to throw checkdowns, screens. It all came from yak, yards after the catch. They really couldn't get anything down the field, and that just shows how good our defense is. Our cover guy, Charvarius Ward, he locked up Mike Evans. Who else?
Lenore did a good job on his coverage.
Yeah.
He was on point. Ward was on good positions too, but I'm looking what's going on with our cornerbacks, man. I heard Mr. I get cut and come back every time. Dante Johnson's unfortunately out for the season.
Yeah.
But the good news is we do have Janoris Jenkins who could be activated.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll say this for Dante Johnson.
Prayers, man.
No one cares.
but prayers, come on.
Wow.
Look. I hope you get healthy and you have a great recovery. Then no one cares.
Okay, man. Hey, David.
The guy literally is he's like a pimple in the middle of your back. You want to pop it, but unless there's someone else around, you're never gonna get to it.
That's true.
And even when you do pop it, he seems to come right back. This dude he continually gets on the team and he never does anything. And the only reason that they keep him is because he's familiar with the system and he can play all 5 positions from the defensive back standpoint. He's not great at it or barely even good at it. He's serviceable at best, but it's Dante Johnson. This is why I'm sorry. I'm one of those dudes. I don't report on players I don't like. And Dante Johnson annoys me because I feel like he just knows where all the dead bodies are buried. Because there's no way that dude can go. He can go and tear his ACL or he can get cut. He goes home. His woman probably says, "Babe, are you looking for a job? What are you talking about? The Niners will call in a few minutes. Don't worry about it. Even if it's just a week, they'll call." And it happened. And he winds up back on the damn team. So, wish you health and recovery, sir, but wish you to be on another team.
Man, it's harsh, but okay. But David, what do you got to say?
We beat the stuffing out of the Buccaneers. We were beating them so bad. Tom Brady was crying to the refs every play. It's like, bro, you need to save that for divorce court. But, it was so lopsided. They cut the game off.
Yes.
Yeah.
And pushed it to the Seahawks, losing to the Panthers.
That was great. Seeing the Seahawks lose to the Panthers was great.
It's bittersweet because I didn't get to see my team finish the game, but I did get to see Seattle lose. So it's kind of, one of those things. But I mean, we played great. Our defense was frustrating Tom Brady. He couldn't. He was moving the ball here and there, but couldn't get a drive done. They did score one touchdown, so
Yeah,
they
that
got
was a
7
fluke
points.
touchdown. That was such a lucky touchdown. I don't even care.
That's exactly it. See, it was lucky. But yeah, our defense was on point. They keep playing like this. The sky's the limit, even with Mr. Irrelevant
Yeah.
at QB. And I have to say, he's looking mighty relevant to me.
Yeah, I ain't got no problems with that kid, man.
Mhm.
Like, look at what we've done as a squad this year, and just take it all in and be happy about it. And when you see a fan of an opposing team, just make sure you're very braggadocious and boastful about it, because we literally got a coach fired along with his DC in Carolina after we beat the brakes off of them. We literally got ourselves kicked off of television because we just kicked Tom Brady's teeth in. Like, look at the things that are we're on a 6-game win streak. Like, look, bro, we don't have any issues. Like, this is a good time to be a Niner fan, man. What's going on, Boats? And when you think about it, it's crazy to see that you're doing all this with your third string quarterback. See, because everybody will say, "Oh, well, your starter went down in Jimmy Garoppolo." He was the starter at the moment, but technically speaking, he's the backup. So we went through first, second, and now we on third string. And Lord willing, Purdy plays. I think he will. Lord willing, Purdy plays. If he doesn't, we'd be on the fourth string quarterback, trying to just piece together the last bit of the season. But I would say, I don't think that happens. I think we're pretty good. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, let's see what John Jay says, man. But I think we're playing house money now because this third string quarterback is pretty much like we got nothing to lose, bro.
Well, for me, this game, it's been a long time where I can watch a 49ers game and say, yeah, I'm just going to watch it because we're winning, support my team. It wasn't stressful. That's the biggest thing. A 49ers team that does not stress me out. But I do want to talk about Brock Purdy for a little bit and say that there were some things that I saw that really, really made me excited moving forward after this season. Whatever the final game of the season, we have a good safety net. If Brock Purdy's the backup to Trey Lance, or if Brock Purdy somehow takes that job from Trey Lance, and again, everything's speculation for right now, but we have a quarterback in our room where we could depend on. And one thing that I really saw, and my favorite throw was, and rewatch everybody, was the throw to Brandon Ayuk down at the boundary. And I asked this question on my show earlier. I've watched Jimmy Garoppolo in the time he's been here, and in the only 2 games that Brock Purdy has played, I've seen him roll out more, play action, escape the pocket, run for a touchdown, and not a Jimmy sneaking touchdown like we see. No, he dropped back, surveyed the field, ran through to the tackles and the defensive line through the open for the touchdown. And that reminded me of a quarterback who I forget his name, but at the end of the day, those were some really, really good vibes. And the throw to Brandon Ayuk, let's go back to that throw. Brandon Ayuk was down the field, 3 players in front of Ayuk, 1 player behind him, and hit that ball down there. Ayuk caught it, fell into the end zone for a touchdown. I like the throw to CMC, that nice throw at the boundary, which is right there at the end line. Good throw. Brock Purdy made some really good plays. And the biggest thing that I like is that this is the reason why you don't want a stationary in the pocket quarterback. You want a guy who could be able to roll, move around, extend plays with their legs. That's what a quarterback should do when the pocket breaks down. And Brock Purdy, I think he's only thrown the ball a total probably close to 50, 55 times out of those 55 plays. He's done more in just those 2 starts. And again, I may just be overhyping the kid, but he did a really good job. And I'm probably one of the most generous to Jimmy Garoppolo, even though I'm not a big fan of him. But Brock Purdy played really well. I'm still like Trey Lance. But Trey Lance, Brock Purdy, we got two young guys on very cheap contracts for next season. If we bring the right veteran, we'll have a good quarterback room. That's just my thoughts on yesterday's game. But Brock Purdy, man, I feel bad that he had to go to Iowa State because if he went to one of those big schools, he would have been a first rounder, in my opinion.
I mean, that's high praise right there. You know what? The crazy thing is, you said he's thrown the ball probably around 50 times. Y'all know Tom Brady threw the ball yesterday
55 times.
55 and still lost.
He completed like
300 yards.
Bro, I got the stats right here. Tom Brady, 34 of 55 for 253 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions, quarterback rating of 36.1. QBR 36.1 and a quarterback rating of 63.7. Now look at Brock Purdy, 16 of 21, 185 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions, no sacks, a QBR of 92.8, and a quarterback rating of 134.
And that's because he wasn't asked to throw the ball as much because the running game was working, dude. McCaffrey and Mason. But McCaffrey and Mason are actually making this running game more easier for Purdy, dude. Like the fact that he only threw the ball 21 times tells you that he didn't have to do too much.
Yeah, Perk Dog. That's a little something in there, man. It's
all right, Kirkcast. You can say what you want, man. I was just trying to explain.
No, I completely agree with you. You know, when you have big time players on your team like CMs, it's obviously going to make the quarterback's job easier. You know, you've seen Jimmy Garoppolo come out in press conferences and say, people ask him, "How's it like having Deebo Samuel on your team?" He's like, "Hey, it's amazing when you have a guy like that, right? Who can catch the ball and he does what he does after he makes the catch. You know, it's all yak. You know, I don't know who wouldn't love having a player like that, but I know I would. Like, you've got one of the best running backs in the NFL right now in CMC, and you've got Jordan Mason. All these amazing supporting casts around Brock Purdy. George, I like how they got George Kittle involved early. You know, he really hasn't been putting up the stat line since the Arizona game where he had the 2 touchdown game. Since then, he's been a bit quiet, but I liked how they got him going early on that 3rd and 7. Beautiful pass from Brock Purdy inside the pocket. Great throw. You know, George Kittle went up and does what he does. He made the play on 3rd and 7. The drive kept going. You know, so the other thing is I saw Brock Purdy. He made some really aggressive throws into tight windows, and I really like seeing that, man. Like, as a young rookie, you know, you have the nerves to do, like, that's showing something. Like, he has the guts to do that, and, like, if he can keep working on the mechanics, you know, keep building on his performance, I think, like, I'm not saying, you know, he's gonna, like, you know, take us all the way, but, like, he has the potential to. We might go all the way with Brock Purdy. I'm not saying we're not, but, you know, it's still a 2-game sample size. So, you know, I still want to see more from him, but this is a step in the right direction, in my opinion.
Confident.
Okay, yeah.
He looks confident. That's what I'm gonna say. He looks like he looks like he's someone that is an NFL veteran. He doesn't look like a rookie. This is what I'm seeing. And I mean, when it comes to his game, look what Jimmy G was doing, managing the game, throwing dinks and dunks, handing the ball off. And Brock Purdy can do more than throw dinks and dunks and hand the ball off. He can use his legs, extend plays. He actually, right now, I look at him like he's an upgrade over Jimmy G. And, you know,
version
like I said, like I've always said, I don't hate Jimmy G. He's just not it.
He's limited. We all understand it. Like, and I think as 49er fans, we've dealt with it for the time that we dealt with it, and we're all tired of it. Here's my number one thing with Jimmy Garoppolo. If I'm him and I'm his agent, I ain't coming back. I ain't touching the damn field. Nope. I don't even want to be activated for the playoffs. You know why? He about to fuck my money off. I am going to get money from one of these quarterback needy teams. I am the hottest free agent quarterback on the market. I will be 150% healthy by the time they need anything from me. By the time they want me to sign on the dotted line, my medicals will have cleared. I will be perfectly fine. I am not coming back to the Niners. I'm not getting on nobody's field to do a damn thing. The only thing I'm going to do is if we luck out and get a free ring, I will gladly be at the ceremony to get my free ring. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get my damn money. That's what you in the league for. You ain't in the league. Let me explain something to you. People can be in the league for the passion of the game because they just love playing football. That's like George Kittle and Gronk. Guys like that. They're massive human beings and they love playing football. There's some guys that are in it for just the money. Mm-hmm. And there are guys that you probably look and you go, how do you keep getting paid? Kirk Cousins, Sam Bradford. How do you keep getting paid and you never deliver the Super Bowl? Makes no sense. But you know what happens? You're playing the best possible and the most high paid position in football. It's very simple. So for me, once again, if I'm Jimmy, I'm rehabbing. I'm talking to Don, telling him right now, get to work. Mm-hmm. Start shopping me with these teams that ain't going no damn where. Excuse me, and I'm talking to everybody. Yeah. I'm talking to every team that needs a quarterback. Mm-hmm. I'm talking to Houston. I'm talking to New Orleans. I'm talking to the Colts. I'm talking to the Panthers. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm looking at all of those teams going, what does a salary cap look like and how much can I get them for? Because, look, at the end of the day, you still when you're in the league and you're a player, your first thing is to get as much guaranteed money as you possibly can so that you feel that you are set up for success. No matter what happens, that guaranteed money is yours. So for me, to be honest with you, if I'm Jimmy, I don't want to come back. I will stretch my rehab. And for all the people thinking he's going to come back, i.e. David Lombardi, which is Jimmy's, low-key, boyfriend right there. When I say that wholeheartedly, and I don't even care if he sees it and blocks me or whatever, I don't give a shit because he dick rides Jimmy G to the fullest. It's actually very annoying.
Yeah, he's like, report that Andrew Luck
6 weeks, he'll be ready for the playoff. Dave, have you watched our playoffs? What has Jimmy done in the playoffs? Anybody on this panel, can y'all give me something that Jimmy did in the playoffs that means something?
He didn't do too much. Dude,
160 yards passing, 160 yards average passing, 74.1 QB rating, 4 TDs, 6 INTs. He's done nothing.
Yeah. Sure. So why would we want him back for the playoffs again? To come in there and be a statue?
Screw it up? No.
Let me explain something to you. If Brock Purdy keeps playing the way he's playing, what reason is there for me to bring Jimmy off the bench at all? I'm not giving you back this team. We are rolling and the kid is balling.
Yes.
This is nothing to lose. Man, this kid's playing with some fire, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got some serious moxie. Like he doesn't, and he I will say this. I won't call him Mr. Irrelevant anymore because he doesn't care for it. Mm-hmm. But the one thing that you see from him is you see the leadership. It sucks that our backup quarterbacks initially, when Lance first got here, it's sad that Lance and Brock Purdy can come out, and when it's about the negative things, it's on them. But when it's about the positive teams, it's on the team. But Jimmy, everything is on the team. Mm. I mean, it blew my mind when I literally watched Zach Wilson have the balls to come out and go, he didn't let his defense down. And it's like, bro, that was definitely not the right response because I'm telling you, if I'm in that locker room and I played my heart out and held the team to like 3 or like 10 points and you couldn't do nothing, the minute you come in that locker room, I'm going to look at you and go, so you didn't let us down? You get the fuck out of here with that shit. I don't care if you are the quarterback, bro. Knock that off because you have to look at it from a standpoint. What has happened on this team a lot? Jimmy has let the defense down. Why? Because if the defense has a bad day, which can happen from time to time, no defense is void of that.
Mhm.
We expect Jimmy to be able to dig us out of that hole.
Mhm.
He can't.
Yep.
If we get into a hole and I feel like it's Brock, we might be able to get out of it.
Yeah, I agree. Like so back to the playoff question. It is so funny that Mark Sanchez has a better stats than Jimmy Garoppolo. And I'm not saying, Mark Sanchez, was a great quarterback. It's just in the playoffs he did way better. When he was a rookie, he helped that Jets team go to the AFC Championship game. That's a fact. But what has he been known for? He was a bust. But in the playoffs, he did lead, that team to 2 AFC Championship games. But here's the difference. Jimmy had a good defense, and all the times he's been here, Mark Sanchez had a really good defense, and all he did was what Jimmy should have done, manage the game. And that's the thing that, I get it when some people tell me, I shouldn't be too hard on Jimmy. I criticize him and I praise him. And that's why people on both sides don't like me. But at the end of the day, Brock Purdy, and again, there's nothing that I have issues with Jimmy Garoppolo. It's just that I've been watching this football team since Kyle's been here. And yes, compared to all the quarterbacks, Jimmy, way better than Mullins, Beathard, and Hoyer. Those guys are not franchise quarterbacks. So, of course, Jimmy's numbers are going to be inflated. So, the point is that, plus, it also says that, even Kyle said, after 7 weeks, he has to rehab. Basically, he's not even rehabbing yet. So, it's a very redundant, thing that, he's going to come back. So, after that, he needs 3 months to rehab after the 7 weeks. I just don't – I don't want to sound too mean and negative, but that's the fact. But sorry, CG.
No, it's all good. But when we're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, man, it's like you look at the statistics, bro. I know it's mostly a running game and a great defense that bails them out. But we don't know what Brock Purdy's going to be in the playoffs. But we know it's a lot better than Jimmy G. We know it's a lot better because he can move and roll out the pocket. He's a little bit mobile, and he throws the ball to avoid a sack. Like, he kind of avoids sacks. Like, there's some plays. When you watch how Brock throws the ball, bro, that's where Jimmy gets sacked. He throws it in front of the guys going towards him, like those edge rushers or whatever they were going towards him, and he threw the ball. Usually Jimmy just goes like this and moves away and gets sacked, but he threw it right on the money to was it to McCaffrey or Ayuk, one of the two. But he was getting –
I think that was Ayuk when he got blasted. But the only thing I can say about Purdy that I dislike is he doesn't have the necessary arm strength. And we all knew and understand that when we drafted him. He's not going to be throwing 70, 80-yard bombs down the field. It's just not going to happen. But he can still put the ball where it needs to be. And with the type of players that we have, there's no reason why he can't continue to do that. Drake Greenlaw, bro, that man had the nerve to get the ball he intercepted Tom Brady with signed by Tom Brady. Now, mind you, when he came up and told the story after the game, he was basically gun shy about it. But Fred was like, man, hell no. Hey, Tom, you going to sign the ball? Like, it's nothing. And I'm like, I think at this point in Brady's career, it doesn't matter even if he just got his ass handed to him. He's just appreciative that people that are still playing the game at an extremely high level appreciate his existence. And, you got 7 fucking Super Bowl rings. If I kicked your ass, I definitely want you to sign my jersey. And I'm going to put on that jersey. I'm putting the date. I'm putting the, how much we beat you by. Like, that jersey will go in a glass case, never to be touched, only to be viewed. It's going to be surrounded with fucking laser beams and shit. And I mean, that's just basically what it is.
Are you sure that Tom Brady didn't go, yeah, I'll sign that. Please don't kill me if we play in the playoffs.
That's why it gets signed.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, but if you think about it, Drake,
he did tell Bosa to be nice on Twitter. He did tell him to be nice. That's for the game.
Did. Like, the way our defense played against Tom Brady in that offense, bro, the Niners defense should be arrested for abusing elderly, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
That was so abusive to the poor old Brady, man. Like,
shout out to Tayshaun Gibson for finally getting a pick and not setting up Talanoa Hufanga for a pick. Because I know he was happy when he finally got that one, man.
he got 2 picks this year, but
yeah, but I mean, he's the last couple of times he's pretty much set Huff up for a few interceptions.
Yeah, a couple.
I'm sure Huff is grateful. One thing on Huff, man, he's got to get his eyes out of that backfield
and cover better on those coverages.
But that blown coverage on Mike Evans is him. And I saw that he was trying to communicate, but it doesn't work like that. Huff, you got to get better at it.
That's one of those weaknesses that we need to work on because we're going to play against a certain team that's probably going to be a lot better in the playoffs, and they're going to probably expose that part, man. And it's probably not going to be a flag call at that, so we better clean that up.
Hufanga's young. Yeah. You know, he's a second-year player. This is his first year starting. You're going to have a few things happen here and there, but as long as he learns his lesson and he does better, that's what matters.
Yeah,
but it's going to matter in the playoffs if they do this again, dude. We got to work on it. I like Hufanga. I like that he has the veteran instincts, but those type of coverages, it has to be fixed in the playoffs because what if they don't call another penalty? Then what? Big touchdown play, whatever, dude. We can't ill afford that. But that I've noticed that's pretty much been one of our weakest links. Is that spot? It happens with Hufanga at times, and I like Hufanga. Don't get me wrong, but gotta cover a little bit better, dude. Yeah. At times.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask this question to the panel, and we'll start with John Jay, and then we'll go the other route. We'll go Dave and then come back around. Who was the X factor in that game from yesterday for us on offense?
See, I'm gonna go with Christian McCaffrey because he ran for a touchdown. He scored a touchdown. He had over 150 total yards. That guy, whatever, like, and I saw him in Stanford, you know, and I thought he was going to be a bust, but you know, after watching them, I think after like 4 or 5 seasons now, because Stanford, you know, they don't really produce good running backs, but McCaffrey, whatever he does, you know, in the week before, you know, some days he'll lead a team in receptions, some days he leads the team in running the football, and you know, 153 total yards, 2 touchdowns, like, you know, that was the guy who basically had half of our rushing yards, you know, and like Debo didn't really do nothing even after he got hurt. You know, Ayuk had some good moments, Kittle had some good moments, but the only person that had the stats that did a lot was CMC, Christian McCaffrey. That was my X factor on the offense.
What about you, Dave?
I'm gonna have to throw the whole O-line on here. Even McGlinchey, I can't believe, you know, he's part of the O-line, so he's
and Brendo too.
But they were opening up holes for both the running backs. Jordan Mason had 11 carries for, I believe, 56 yards with a 5.08 average, so he did pretty good too. And I mean, they were on fire. Tampa Bay's front seven, no joke. Those guys are no joke, and our offensive line actually looked pretty good against them. So, heck yeah.
Okay, so all right, Carcass, I guess you got to go answer the question for the X factor on offense.
I'm going Deebo Samuel.
Okay.
Even though he got injured, I mean, it's obviously a huge loss, but like, you know, I feel like this is the one game where Deebo actually got utilized as much as I thought he would. You know, I didn't think there was going to be, you know, because this entire season, Deebo wasn't really much of a factor for this offense. There was a couple of games where, like, I think, the Sunday Night Football game against the Rams, you know, he had a breakout game in that game, and there's a couple other games I can't think on top of my mind right now, but I think Deebo had a huge impact. He had that one rushing touchdown, 13 yards. That was a huge way to get the Niners on the board and, keep riding that momentum for the rest of the game like we did because we blew out the Bucs. So that was a huge part in the game where he got that touchdown. That's what Debo does, So there was that rushing touchdown, and before he got hurt, there was this one throw that Brock Purdy made. He moved out of the pocket with his mobility. He threw I think it was a dart right on the money to Debo Samuel, for the first down. Great spiral on the throw. Debo Samuel, he got open, good catch, and he ran for a couple more yards after the catch. That's what Debo does, so I'm not really surprised. But, Debo, this is the most I've seen him get involved, since the past few weeks. Because I don't know. I feel like Debo's not the player he was last year, and I feel like if Brock Purdy's still the quarterback, I feel like they could utilize Debo more. Because, like I said, there was a couple games in the beginning of the year where Debo got utilized, but after that, Debo, he didn't have much of an impact. He got few receptions here and there, but that's about it. He doesn't have the rushing upside like he used to from last year. I know we got CMC, so he's going to take the bulk of the load and he's going to be the workhorse. But, Debo had a couple rushes in this game. He had a couple really good receptions, in my opinion. So, he might not have put up the biggest stat line, but I feel like this is a dark horse candidate, for your question, Dion. So I'm going with Debo because, even before he got hurt, I still think he had a significant impact, leading to the victory of this game.
That's awesome, man. What do you think, CG?
Well, this one's the more unheralded guy. Like, it's his first start, and the fact that he's gonna prove to the league, like, hey, I was the last pick in the draft, and I'm proving to the Niners that they made the right decision. Just like how Brady felt when he was in the 199 pick.
Mm-hmm.
He played with like this defense from the Buccaneers. They had an entire week to prepare against them. And that was the only question mark from Brock Purdy was, is he going to be ready for a defense that's prepared with this film? And he passed with flying colors. He played pretty solid. He did a good job. He made some 2 key touchdown passes, and he ran for a touchdown. And he did exactly what we want a quarterback to do in Shanahan's offense, and that's manage the game and don't screw it up, just like David would say it best. But I think that's pretty much the one guy that gets the offense for me for the X factor.
I gotta agree with CG, man. Mr. Glock Purdy. I like that one, man. That dude is out there doing what he's supposed to do. He is. I literally watched him, and I went back and watched some of his Iowa State tape. He was a cold cat in college, man. He wasn't that bad. I think the only real knock on him, honestly, would have been just his arm strength.
And his son.
That can put you down a couple notches, but I mean, hell, it puts Tom Brady to fucking 6th round. He's got 7 rings. So, this is not to say that he's Tom Brady, but it does say that anything is fucking possible. It doesn't matter what round you get drafted in. It matters what you do with the opportunity that is presented to you.
Yeah.
So if you can go, I mean, if I get picked and I'm, pick number, 144, don't matter to me. I just got to go out there and do what I got to do and make sure that, pick number 144 looks like I should have been picked number 1. That's the main focal point. And with what Glock Purdy did yesterday, man, he was out there with a fully loaded 9mm, man, just letting off shots. Bang bang Niner gang all over the field, and I mean it's so much better for his parents. Like his dad's in the stands, man, shedding those emotional tears.
Special.
You see it, that's special.
Joy of tears,
bro. Listen, I've been in stadiums and I've chanted people's names. I know what it does. Bro, have you ever heard the stadium chant, Jimmy?
Not that I can know of, but they chanted Purdy like he was.
They chanted Purdy as if
like Rudy, bro,
won the fucking Super Bowl. Like he got that kind of attention, literally off of beating the brakes off of Tom Brady. And I know that quarterbacks don't actually play each other, but from a literal standpoint, but the starters wind up getting named certain things and dueled in different ways. But that man, bro, Brock was awesome. And then for me, I'll start it off defensively. Dre Greenlaw, bro, that dude, big play Dre is in full effect, and he has been awesome. I love everything that he's doing. I'm sorry, man. I am definitely my favorite player on defense is Huff. I'll give him that much because I love me some Talanoa.
I like me some Greenlaw personally.
My favorite player on the defense is Warner.
Warner, yeah, everybody has it. Well, since we said it, okay, John. Well, who's your favorite player?
Mine's Greenlaw.
Yeah. You see, my favorite player. Well, first of all, if he's watching, shout out to Fred Warner Sr. He does follow me, but I'm a big Fred Warner fan.
Okay.
The player that stood out to me the most, like there are a few.
Davis.
There are a few, but one of them was I want to get his name right. Tayshaun Gibson.
Yeah.
He like in his stats, like he did it all. He basically forced an incompletion, got the interception, which that's all they're going to talk about. He had 4 tackles. And Tom Brady really looked awful because of our pass rush. Nick Bosa, of course, didn't get a sack, but he did pressure Brady a lot. But Tayshaun Gibson was everywhere. He was everywhere on the field. When you force an incompletion, that's a pass deflection. Also, when you get an interception against Tom Brady, he may not be younger than he was, but that's still a big accomplishment. He took it for 36 yards and 4 tackles. So that was one player that stood out to me. The defensive line, give them their props. They made Brady basically 4.6. I did buy the numbers earlier in my show. 4.6 per attempt. He was not throwing the ball deep. So the pass rush did a really good job against Tom Brady.
Oh, my bad, Roberto. How long were you waiting, bro? I didn't even notice you were down the.
Man, I've been waiting like for 5 minutes.
Oh, my bad, man. I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sorry. Hey, man, sorry, I'm kind of late, man. I'm eating, so I had
no
to.
worries.
All right, I didn't know I was waiting you 5 minutes. I didn't even notice until I saw something under. But
yeah, you had me waiting for 5 minutes. I'm like, hello, you see me?
I want to say what's up to my boy Roberto, my Warrior fan.
Nah, kill about the Lakers, man.
What's up, Roberto?
What up?
No, but
he's also a Warrior fan. I forgot to.
You love the Lakers, man. So stop lying. You love the Lakers.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we suck this year because of Anthony.
Yeah, they suck, man. But Lakers all game, man.
Yeah.
Hey, they were talking about offensive players. Roberto, you can pick any player who stood out to you. Who was your X factor against the Bucks?
For me, man, it's gotta be McCaffrey, man.
Oh, okay. I like it.
There you go.
Yeah, I went with that catch. Woo, man.
That was a great catch.
With the catch. Man.
What's happening, Lawrence Jackson? What is up, man?
Yeah, for me, it gotta be McCaffrey.
You got my boy from straight out of Compton. I'm just playing. He's cool. No, he's a good dude, but he's from Las Vegas. But I like that dude's energy. It's funny. But I don't know what I like about Dre Greenlaw. I just like the fact that he came as a foster care kid and he just was driven by this. He was meant to play in this league. And we got him.
The story is awesome, and then what they said, like right before he came in, right when he got drafted, how he helped the young lady make sure she got home, and she wasn't assaulted because she was at a party. And I mean, hey, when you're in college, you are everybody understands.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't go to college, how these parties can get, and things can happen, and there are some horrible people out there.
Yes.
Dre Greenlaw was one of the few people that was a good person and did that. And, that young girl's dad sung his praises, and he said straight up, he was like, I'll forever follow that guy's career because of what he did for my daughter. And it's like, yeah, man, that's, you want somebody like that around for your kids if something goes down like that. You truthfully do. So his character is unmatched. And then when he goes on the field and does the shit he does,
Trash talks,
it only
man.
gets better, man. Like, I mean, bro, let me say this. Most players, when they get paid, they either get hurt or they stop playing as well. Mitch Wisnowski is putting the hell out of the damn ball, people. Like this dude, and he'll hit you. That's the thing. Most punters are chumps. They don't really hit anyone. They don't hurt anyone. They're not trying to tackle anyone. Mitch Wisnowski is the polar opposite of that. He is an Aussie from the land down under, and I'm telling you, when he hits you, he packs a wall up. I'm telling you, bro, like that dude, he's doing great. When I watched that game yesterday, I swear to you, most of it I was in awe. Like, am I really watching this right now? Am I seeing us do this and just abuse Tom Brady? And I was like, you know what? I'm good. I kid you not. Everybody maligned me because I thought we were going to lose the Miami game. But I'm like, it's Tua, it's Tyreek, it's Waddle. There's a lot going on. I don't know. So I was a little more skeptical about that. And everybody was like, well, how are you so sure about this game? I'm like, this Tom's old. He's old. He's not. He ain't running out there doing anything spectacular. I mean, hell, that division is going to produce a winner that's going to be under 500.
Yeah, that's true. It's gonna remind me more of the NFC West of 2010 when we had the Seahawks going. What is it, like 7-9?
Mm-hmm.
That's like that.
Well, I think the Rams did it too once, where they were under 500. And were the division winners. Oh yeah, we all still hype, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's calm, but it's a beautiful situation when you can look at this. Mm-hmm. We didn't. So Brock Purdy didn't even beat out Tom Brady in yards, but he beat him in touchdown passes. He beat him in QBR and quarterback rating. CMC alone. 119 yards rushing, 34 yards receiving, 2 TDs, 1 rushing, 1 receiving. Jordan Mason had 56 yards. Jordan Mason on his own in limited touches almost literally amounted to all of the rushing yards that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had as a team. They had 69 in total. This man had 56. He was 13 yards off. You get that man a few more carries, and he literally had their total by himself. Like this is what we're doing, and the beauty of it is, you don't need a Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes type performance. We can beat you with regular stats.
Yep.
With a team in general.
Mm-hmm. Snatch your soul and keep on pushing, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy, Brock Purdy. He didn't get sacked one game. The defense didn't do absolute crap, and it's kind of crazy on our defense. We didn't even get a sack on our side, but it's crazy because our defense, we didn't get a sack. Nick Bosa didn't get a sack this game, but our defense still played phenomenally.
Yeah,
we made big time plays when it was needed, and just to bounce off your question, I know you asked, who's the X factor. I mean, I would go Greenlaw, but I want to try to say different players every time.
Of course,
I'm probably gonna say Jimmy Ward. I know.
I'll go Lamar because he picked Greenlaw, so I'll go.
Talk about that, Carcast. Talk about Jimmy Ward ball. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, everyone looks at the Dre Greenlaw interception, the end of the game, but I feel like Jimmy Ward, he made a big statement in this game. 8 solo tackles. It was 8 solo tackles. He had a forced fumble. Mm-hmm. So he didn't have the biggest stat line, but that forced fumble, it created a big turnover in that game. It was a big play in the game. 8 tackles. Great player. Played great in coverage like he usually does. So I would probably have to go Jimmy Ward because, this was a big statement for Jimmy Ward. If he could keep this going, man, this guy, I always said, when it comes to safeties around the league, I feel like this guy does not get enough credit, and he needs to be up there. I actually thought he got snubbed in the top 100 that the NFL put out. This guy, I don't know. He simply just doesn't get enough credit. I realize there's other great safeties in the NFL. You've got the Jesse Bates, you've got the, uh,
Tre'Davious Whites and stuff like that.
yeah. There's a ton of good safeties around the NFL, but like I know, it's partly due to Jimmy Ward's injury history, but when he's on the field playing, this guy makes a big impact, man. He really does. So I'm hoping for Jimmy Ward to stay healthy rest of the season into the playoffs, because man, he's gonna be a big part of our defense. If we're looking for a wild card or even Super Bowl contender this year.
Did you see the top 100? He was ranked number 96. They are hyping this guy like he is some great. Like he's the Ed Reed of the world. I'm not a hater on the guy, but he got all the buzz. But I think he does.
CG, here's a stat that I saw this morning. So Jimmy Ward was targeted 18 times in this direction, gave up 55 yards. That's 3 yards a play. That's pretty good.
Limit all those, yeah.
So, and Carcass just, talked about his stats, but that is very important that Tom Brady threw his direction 18 times and the receivers only had 55 yards. And every time a ball was thrown in that direction, he only gave up 3 yards. So I understand, we talked about it, CG, you're not the biggest Jimmy Ward supporter, but that is really good where you're not giving up a lot of yards. 3 yards in 18 plays. That's just,
Yeah, and I think Brady had 21 incompletions this game too. So that's more than that.
He had a ton of incompletions, and I'm pretty sure Jimmy Ward was a part of that. Dave, tell us, man, who was that defensive guy that set you off where you were like, oh shit, this kid is playing?
Charles Omenihu.
Okay.
He was in there doing the dirty work. He was taking on blockers. He was getting in Tom Brady's face. He doesn't have the stats, but he's in there doing the dirty work. Getting his hands up, switching to pass rushing from the inside to outside. He don't care. He's just down to play. Mm-hmm. I really like the kid. I hope we bring him back.
Well, I like Omenihu as well. You know who else was out there? Drizzy Drake Jackson, man. He batted another boy. Hey, dude has limited playing time and leads the league and leads defensive linemen in the league with the most batted footballs. That is insane. For you to be on limited time and have that, that's crazy. And that's the simplest thing. Get your hands up. If you don't get to the QB, that's all you got to do. Most of the dudes we have on our defensive line are like 6'3" and taller. I think the shortest person we have, honestly, is Bosa.
No, I think it's Hyder.
Kevin Givens?
Hyder's like
shorter than Bosa?
Kevin Givens.
Yeah,
Givens is shorter, right?
But as far as like that one guy that stood out, it's like for me, I said it throughout the offseason, this kid was going to be one of those dark horses, and I said Lenore was going to be that one guy that steps up to the plate, man.
Demo.
And it feels like it hasn't, even though without Mosley, it's not the same, but it feels like Demo's doing a solid job on what he's doing.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I like Demo, man. And he's had probably the best turnaround when you think about it, because he was going to be that nickel guy because we had E-Man out there. Then E-Man goes down and they put him at the starter and they slide Jimmy into the slot once he comes back. And, Jimmy at the same time, the reason he's playing as lights out as he is, this is last year his contract. He only got a 2-year deal. So he's playing and showing up and showing out partially because he's trying to get paid as well. So I love Jimmy Ward in the system. He may be elsewhere next year depending on what we do. And if we feel like, Gip is a little bit cheaper and he's going to be easier to keep around, then we'll do so. But, I mean, for me, man, all I got to say is it was a fantastic game. I loved every second of it. I'm still on a natural high from that. And just bring on the Hawks, man. Seahawks, Eddie, and the other guy in the chat, I'm sorry, but we come to Lumen Field to kick your ass.
Yeah, we are.
But we come. We coming through to break you off. I am gonna say this right now emphatically. We on a short week, so we gonna be tired as hell. But you know what? We're gonna drag our asses in there, and we're gonna punch you right in the mouth, and we're gonna dare you to try to punch us back.
Yeah, we're gonna punch you in the face.
It's I'm telling you, man, we looking for a Javante Davis type knockout on that.
Yeah.
I want to put this because if we get this game and win the division, oh, you can't tell me shit. We can lose every game for the rest of the time. I don't give a damn. We good.
And
Like,
win
yeah,
on Thursday automatically clinches our division, so that's a cool fact. Dude.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
So, but for Roberto,
something we didn't discuss though.
Yeah, what up?
no,
the
Roberto, what were you gonna
injuries.
say on defense? Who you got as your stood out? Because we didn't throw him in the conversation.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
Well, for me,
Yeah.
it gotta be Drake Jackson, man.
Oh, okay, but we threw that name out there, man. Mix up.
No, he's all right with that, man. You like,
you know what? You know what, man?
I mean, I only mentioned it just because of the basketball.
Yeah.
Mr.
You can
Backflip,
elaborate on Drake. I think that's his dude. I like it.
Mr. Backflip, right? I do backflips, little cartwheels, all
Bro,
that.
no, hey, the most athletic person I've ever seen at the damn combine was JPP.
Yeah.
But
That
he
was
lost
insanity. How that he too damn big to be doing backflips like that. Too damn big.
I like Drake Jackson's upside. I think he's got a bright future.
Yeah.
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah, and also like I want to say to my boy Seahawks Eddie, just like I said, it's nothing personal. It's business. It's
Oh
business.
yeah. It's what people don't understand is see, like I'll tell you this: when we played the Saints, I didn't talk to my mama. I love my mama to death. My mom is my everything, but she's a Saints fan, and she knows when we play each other, it's war. There ain't no love. She'll talk. She will literally text me and talk shit about whatever she scores touchdowns on, like literally, and she's not playing about it either. Like literally, if I was at home, it would have been. It literally would be a house divided. It'd be a war zone because we're not playing. But when we shut them out, then she can say.
She didn't say nothing all from that game alone. That's crazy.
Oh no, she didn't. She didn't even want to talk to me for about 2-3 days after it. She literally was like, "Don't text me, don't call me, don't say a damn thing to me." And I was like, "Yeah, I love you too." And she was like, "No, you don't."
That's the same way my mom felt too. That's the same way my mom felt about the Cowboys. She said, give me a few days to get over it."
Right? Let me just get past this. But yeah, man. I'm telling you, yeah. What were you talking about, Dave? You said we missed something. What did we miss, sir?
The injuries that happened during this game.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to be missing Debo and Givens for 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's just a guesstimate.
They said
Womack
will come back sometime this season.
Womack is in concussion protocol and won't be playing Thursday.
So we'll probably get Janoris Jenkins to go out from the practice.
Yeah, they'll probably have to promote him. Yeah, so basically everyone said, so basically the ankle is a normal ankle sprain, no worries. But when I was looking at when Debo was holding his knee, it was an MCL. The good thing about MCLs, they heal up slowly. There's no surgery, but he's gonna need some time. Probably like a minimum, depending on how Debo's body, how it recovers. He could be back, probably by the start of the wild card. So that's good news that Debo is not shut down for the year. But that's still great news. The ankle is good. The knee's a little bit, shaking up. But
you don't have to place him on IR or nothing, right?
No. It's just an high.
I hope so.
He'll just be inactive.
Yeah, it's just a high ankle sprain. He's expected to return at some point during the regular season.
Good. We need to save those for other players that are coming from IR, man.
My belief is
the only person coming from IR that's gonna come back is gonna be Javon Kinlaw, and he ain't gonna do much of nothing.
He's gonna return to practice. He's returning to practice this week.
Yeah, so they say that Kinlaw's not gonna play this game, but he should be available for the next one. And
it says that Debo Samuel is expected to return week 17 against the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders.
So I have a question.
The Raiders? Ooh.
Yeah.
Does anybody know this? If you open a practice window to a player, that's not counting them as the player you just took off of IR. That's just opening their practice window, right?
No, you are pulled off of IR, if your practice window has been open, because once they activate your practice window, they have to activate you.
At the 3 weeks.
He'll basically, I think that's the case. So I think the only person coming off probably right now, to be honest with you, is going to be Javon Kinlaw. I know we wasted one on Curtis Robinson, a linebacker who's worthless and has never done anything for us. I literally have never even seen the guy. Like, our linebacker.
I didn't even know he was on the roster.
I didn't. The only reason I knew he was on the roster because we wasted an IR spot on him. He's a special teamer. But he didn't even do shit on special teams. Like, literally, you want to know who does stuff on special teams? The people we picked up. And George Mason. George Odom, awesome on special teams. Jordan Mason, awesome on special teams.
Warren Burks, whatever his name is.
Charlie Warner, he's good on special teams. Like, we have Sam Womack, great on special teams. Curtis Robinson, who are you and why are you here?
Why are you waiting for a roster spot, man?
Why did we waste a roster
spot? Hufunga's good on special teams as well.
Is that who?
Hufunga.
Oh, yeah. Huff. Oh, yeah. Huff. Oh.
Jordan Willis is very viable when it comes down to it sometimes, like that block.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. But, I mean, look, those injuries happen. It sucks. Honestly, I say don't bring Debo back until the playoffs. If we win the game on Thursday, I sit him. Nope. I don't care if you help me sit your ass down.
How did Juwan Jennings do? Because I didn't really pay attention much to him. He
didn't really do much of anything. JJ had, let me tell you,
one catch.
I think he had like one catch. He wasn't doing much of anything really.
Hold on. He was blocking defensive backs.
Well, his blocking.
He was pancaking fools.
Well, I'm just saying as far as like his actual receiving.
He plugs DBs down like it's nothing, bro. I like his little mentality. He can knock out.
Well, his aggressive nature winds up, and I like his aggressive nature because it gets penalties for him in favor of us. So it's like he be honest with you, man. Like when you're on the field, it does it would definitely piss you off if a guy just basically forced you into a position that you didn't like to be in, against your will. Hell, I mean, you see what happened with George Kittle a couple of years ago when we were playing the Falcons, and he basically bull rushed that dude into the end zone and flipped over. They caught this dude laughing people like it was funny to him. You're playing football, a gladiator sport where any hit can take you out in any time. And George Kittle was giggling like it was funny.
It was funny.
It just tells you that we've got some real football players, man. But
some dogs.
Yep. Damn, he said Seahawks about to get baptized.
Oh, they're going to get baptized for sure from the Lord of Jesus Christ, man. They're going to put them.
Yeah, but the difference is we ain't letting you up out of that water. We're going to hold you down.
Pray Seattle that you guys have a miracle because we're coming in with a winning streak and we're coming to dominate.
Hey, we're playing in Seattle. It's always tough. They have our number. It's going to be a great game.
And for the Rams, forget about your title.
I don't think they have it no more.
The Rams.
Seahawks do have some injuries.
Their running back isn't playing.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker is questionable with the knee. Their backup, DJ Dallas, he's probably going to be inactive. So they're probably going to roll.
They're running back.
Homer, that's what they got at running back right now.
Homer and Tony Jones.
Tony Jones is like the greatest thing in the world, bro, that you pointed out. Their running backs never stay healthy. They always want to get it.
I want to see Travarius Ward against Big DK Metcalf, though. I want to see that.
That's going to be a good matchup.
Hey, that's a whole man right there. DK ain't no joke. I'll tell you that much. I would love DK here. Oh my God, in a Niner uniform. Oh my God. Bro.
Hey, John Jay, what were you gonna say?
So CG, tomorrow you're gonna talk to that Seahawks fan, who he's a know-it-all and he thinks his team is so great. Just remind him that he's gonna lose to Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
He's talking about Steezy.
Yeah.
He's talking about Steezy. That's what it is.
Talking about Noah.
Yeah, the other guy.
Noah. Squabbo.
Oh no, Noah. Yeah.
Hey, you know what he even said? You know what he even said a week ago or something? He said that he already has the idea that he's going to lose this game and pie himself in the face anyways. He already knows.
Hey, I just want to be there when he pies himself.
Just like Pale did? Hey, did you guys see what Pale
Really,
Yeah,
really
so,
quick before I get up out of here, I think
All
we
right,
about
man.
an hour and 5 in. All I have to say is, Rams fans, where you at? Come into my chat and get this smoke. You busters were in my chat running your mouth all season long before we played you. The first time we played you, y'all disappeared. And magically, the second time you showed up running your mouth. And then after we beat you, you disappeared and I ain't seen you since. Come into my chat, get this smoke, stop running from it. You Vermilion Sports Report, all of you.
Yeah, Rudy.
Oh, I want all of you there because you know what? You running like some chumps. Y'all acting like y'all don't want to smoke. When I lose, I'm man enough to go in there and just let y'all have at it. Y'all need to come on into my chat the next time I do a show, which will be Wednesday, and get it together because we beat the brakes off of y'all and all this. The champs are here and we're so great and rah 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 rah. Look at you now. You going back to the playoffs? No. You have no playoff hopes.
Oh, I
You're not
did.
even on the outside looking in. You know, like
they're really gonna think they're gonna thank Baker Mayfield's your savior. He's not gonna do shit.
They're gonna make the playoff.
No, he ain't about to pull them out of this
No, that's what
purgatory
they're
that they
saying.
dug
That's
themselves
what
in.
He had one good game. He had one good game. Now they're all hyped up for him.
That's what they're saying.
Technically,
Like
the Raiders choke.
Rudy's saying it right now. Rudy just said it on one of his
that's a different
posts. It says if Seattle loses and this team loses, the Rams make. Dude, how the hell are they going to make the playoffs, bro? They're not going to.
They can't make the playoffs. And the number one thing about the Rams is, excuse me, you have to figure out what you're doing for next year because Matthew Stafford is not going to be your quarterback. I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to play out the last year of that contract just for probably the money, and then he's gone. He's going to retire. Matthew Stafford got the one thing that was eluding him his whole career.
That's a
Super Bowl ring. Well,
Yes.
you know what else? Matthew Stafford has the stats to get into the Hall of Fame. He may have not won many playoff games. He may have not barely made the playoffs at that, but he had a lot of 4,000-yard passing seasons, and he threw a lot of touchdowns. So he has the stats, and now he has the ring, and that matters. People out there, there are lots of people in the Hall of Fame that don't have rings. But let me tell you something. As a quarterback, it's almost all but a requirement that you have one. And it helps your chances when you do. I'll tell you right now, you know who else is going to the Hall of Fame? Aaron Rodgers. But you know what? He only has one. And he was supposed to be touted this overly fantastic quarterback. Kirk Cousins is lauded as a good quarterback. He ain't never win no goddamn Super Bowl. These are things that happen. But Purdy looks good. I'm happy. I have no complaints.
As long as we keep winning, that's all we
It's
can
on
do.
to Seattle, bro. That's me.
Yeah, I'm just taking it one game at a time. Honestly, I'm
Yes,
not
sir.
gonna get.
Let's see what
I'm
he
not
does
getting
against
nothing.
Seattle on a short week because this is where it's a different type of situation because a short week can be a quick turnaround or it can be something. This is a
I think
challenge.
this was a home game. So if it was an away game, we would have to come back from where we were playing and then probably get on the flight on Wednesday and then go all the way to Seattle. And that, you know how Seattle is. That's
We're gonna have to go down Seattle for sure. But hey, for you guys, I know we've been going on longer, so we'll end this on a high note. But
Carcast, really quick. That's how I can tell you're definitely a Fred Warner guy. Because you said just take it one game at a time. What did he say in the post game?
one game at a time.
One game at a time. He's definitely
1-0 at a time too.
Yeah, he said that too. 1-0.
Gotta play that 1-0 mentality. Like every game is always 0. So, but for you guys, man, we like to say it's a great show. And John Jay, appreciate you appearing as a guest, man. For anybody else that hasn't checked out John Jay's channel, you can tell everybody where they can find you on your social media platform.
All right, thank you very much, CG. I wasn't supposed to be on this show, but CG let me hop on. Appreciate everybody. Of course, I know Dion, Carcast, David, Roberto, and CG. I know all these dudes. These guys are really good. I want to start off by saying if you have not seen Carcast and Dion's channel, you're doing yourself a disservice. And of course, Roberto and CG, they're good dudes. They're boys. And of course, David, he's been on my channel many times. He's been on every other platform. He's a good dude. These guys are good Niner guys. But CG, thank you very much. Yeah, of course, I'm John Jay from the 49ers Ultimate Report. Check out my content. I do 49ers, talk every day. I have guests on. I do a lot of good things on my channel, and I tell it how it is. And if you don't like it, I get it. Some people want the cookie cutter answers. I will tell you the truth, even if you disagree with me and we have different points of view. At the end of the day, we are all 49er fans. No one's better than nobody. Everyone has different opinions, so we got to respect that. So that's where if you want to go and have your personal opinions be heard, check out the 49ers Ultimate Report. Thanks again, CG, for having me on.
Yeah, no problem, guys. And for my boy Dion, you guys can look for my guy on Niner Game Podcast, but you can tell them where they can find you, brother.
It is Niner Game Podcast on YouTube, at SwiftD on Twitter, and 49er_Dion on Instagram. Carcast, let them know how to find you.
Yeah. Just Carcast on YouTube. My Twitter's kind of weird. I mean, it's like my name, but like there's like numbers after it, but like I don't memorize the numbers. So I think it's like I first created Twitter, right? But like I think they gave me like a random like thing or whatever they do over there. So like I forget what it is, but you just search up my name and then it probably pop up. So that's my Twitter. I'm usually on. I mean, I really like taking a step back from Twitter. I don't tweet a lot. I only tweet if I'm going live, but I don't tweet on a regular basis. But like, you have an Instagram, just Carcast. So I'm trying to like mainly focus on Niner content over there, but like, just not been doing that. So I need to get into that. But yeah, you can find me on my YouTube channel. I'm probably gonna be doing a play-by-play of the Seattle game on Thursday. So probably be doing that. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right, for everybody else, man. I know, David, man. I know you're not too much into your content, but if they ever have a chance, are you ever planning on doing some content down the road or no?
I do plan on doing content, and right now it's just going to be my name, David McNew. But I'm going to have to, come up with something snazzy and look at all these names that are taken. That's going to be a hard thing to do, I will.
David McNiner? How about David McNiner?
David.
That's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
Hey, but for Roberto, I know you got your little channel, but you keep coming and going, bro. Your channel keeps changing or you keep getting new accounts, man. Where can people find you, man? You're just like that greatest mystery, buddy. You come and go.
Come off mute. You're on mute.
You're mute. Okay. You're muted.
He's still muted.
You're still muted.
Well, I know he's repping the Bay podcast, ain't he?
Repping the Bay.
Well, he's got to say it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Technical difficulties.
Do it again.
That was muted for sure. It says on his name.
Yeah, it's on your thing. Take it off mute now. There you go. You should be able to talk. Unless your mic is tripping.
Yeah.
No, but we still can't hear him even though it's on mute.
You still can't hear him?
Your mic is tripping.
No.
Okay, so it's Reppin' the Bay podcast. He'll go on my comments. If you guys ever see this guy's channel, just subscribe to the guy. He's a good friend of the channel and a big fan of my channel too. So
yes, sir.
Love to this guy, man. This guy is awesome, and he's just a guy with the passion with the Niners, man. But for everybody else, we're gonna have a call it a day, man. As always, go Niners.
Go Niners.
Niners.
Peace. Thank you.